okay, Lutz? Don't push yourself. Thanks. See ya.
Well done, Mr. Kresnik. I have a message for you from President Bakur. I want to meet the real Maxwell. Bring her to Spirious. End quote. Please follow through at your earliest convenience.
All anyone cares about is the stupid Maxwell, Milla.
I'm sorry.
I hate that stupid Spirious company, but I guess we have to go. Meow.
Man, it sure is weird to be traveling with Gaius and Muse this time.
Indeed. We were mortal enemies only a year ago.
I still remember the final battle between Milla and Gaius. When Milla got Gaius in a leg-trap chameleon clutch and forced him to tap out.
She's joking, obviously.
I wasn't tapping out, I was reaching for the ropes. The judge called it wrong.
Wait, what?
I don't know what this chameleon clutch art you speak of is, but if it has the power to force Gaius to submit, I would very much like to learn it.
Shall I teach you? First, you need to find and wrap your arms around a chameleon.
Ugh, I can't keep up with this anymore. Ludgar, the joke's over. Move along.
Roast chameleon. I've never heard of eating such a creature. Served with a nice demi-glace and sliced mushrooms?
I believe the traditional garnish for roast chameleon is a dash of spice to give away more color.
That sounds delightful!
And then maybe you can whip up a plate of cobra clutch. It'll make you just want to fork up everything with your tongue. Or you might say the flavors really coil around your taste buds.
Stop, stop! That's not how you do comedy! You're just beating the premise to death! Ugh, I almost missed when Muse and Gaius were solemnly trying to kill us.
As I recall, I only asked for Ludgar and Maxwell.
We don't trust you Spirious people.
Oh, why don't you tell me how you really feel, Dr. Mathis? I didn't expect that much spine from one who claims to support both spirirts and spirits.
The accord twixt the two nations has been ratified. Adversity can be a strong foundation for peace.
How selfless of you to come all this way to give me your report. Both as a CEO and a citizen, I'm overjoyed.
I take it that you're Beasley Bakur. Looking at you, you do appear to be a formidable man.
And you, I would presume, must be the true Maxwell.
My Milla was true too, you know.
You are correct.
Every inch as proud as I'd expect from the Lord of Spirits.
The dimensional abyss has stabilized.
Then I shall transfer you the coordinates of the fractured dimension containing the final waymarker.
Have you uncovered the identity of the last waymarker yet?
No. That said, you should find it easily enough. Focus your search on the divergence catalyst, as in any other case. If Dr. Mathis and his friends are willing to cooperate, you are sure to succeed.
I'll cooperate with Ludgar, but I do it on my own terms, to fulfill my duty.
Indeed. We cooperate because we want to, not because we are ordered to.
Exercising your own free will, huh? That is humanity's strength. You have some steadfast friends, Ludgar. The final waymarker is within our grasp. In this grand endeavor, I wish you Godspeed.
You put a lot of trust in Ludgar.
With good reason. The key of Kresnik is mankind's last hope. Only he can overcome Origin's trial.
No pressure, right?
I didn't expect the company president to see us off personally. Charlton, huh? It's been ages.
It takes me back to when we all first met.
Conductor Ilbert?
Yes, I am Rowan Ilbert. I was once the steward for House Cheryl. A pleasure to see you again.
How dare you!
How dare I what?
You take me for an idiot? I don't know who put together that costume of yours, pal, but it's not fooling me.
Costume?
Don't play dumb. Conductor Ilbert died 8 years ago. He was murdered. Have you no shame? Where have you been? It was a big deal in Milla Maxwell. King Gaius threw him a state funeral and everything.
Huh? Who murdered him?
No one knows. They found the body floating in Lake Epsillia in Olympus.
Lake Epsillia.
Now, I've had enough of your sick little joke. Buzz off.
Intriguing. A fractured dimension in which I've been murdered.
But if everyone here already knows about Olympius, and Rowan died 8 years ago...
This fractured dimension must be several years ahead of the prime dimension.
Anyway, let's investigate the murder scene. They said the murder scene was at Lake Epsillia in Olympus, correct?
That is what they said. But visiting the site of my own murder, I can't say I'm looking forward to this.
I wonder if the time capsule we buried is here in this world, too.
An interesting question. Shall we visit the manor to see for ourselves?
The sweet...
This is where the time capsules are, right?
Correct. Burying them here was Lady Drussel's idea.
Should we dig them up?
No, I want to keep mine buried for a while. I promised Elise and Drusel.
Very well. Then we shall dig up only mine and Ludgar's. These are exactly the same time capsules that we buried.
Interesting.
This dimension's history was identical to the Prime's, until some point in the past.
Perhaps my death was the point at which the two split.
The death of a nation's prime minister would certainly leave a mark on history.
Rowan, don't you want to meet this dimension's Drussel?
I'd better not. Nothing good would come of it.
We've really been nailing the linked arts lately. I think we've definitely improved as a team.
Remember what the cat lady said? She said sometimes the cats we send out might bring other cats back with them. What fun!
I've had the
Murdered, huh? Just what happened in this world?
What a cute little glowy duck thing.
It's a spirite.
Whew, found you. Don't go running off like that.
Excuse me, but is that a spirite?
Huh? Yeah, what else would it be?
Does it ever, lose control of itself?
Good heavens, no. I mean, he gets into trouble once in a while, but he's a good little spirite.
Where might we learn more about spirite technology?
Well, you could try the Spirious Corperation, I guess, but I doubt they'll tell you anything worthwhile. It's not really in their interest to spill any secrets. They have a total monopoly on the spirite market.
Spirite technology is everywhere in this world.
Perhaps the Jude of this dimension could tell us the secret to making spirite technology viable.
One more question. Have you ever heard the name Jude Mathis?
Sure, in school. He's the guy who brought spirite technology to the masses.
How about that, Jude?
Shame how he died, though. It's been a few years, but I still remember all the news stories about that mass murder. All those bodies bobbing in Lake Epsillia. Ugh.
Wait, I'm dead too?
Clearly, we need to get to this Lake Epsillia. It's turning out to be quite the crime scene.
Is dying like what happened to Milla? Look at all the spirites!
Nature seems to be bouncing back.
Jude.
Yeah.
This is simply the way Jude is. Please try and understand.
Wait, you found something strange in Lake Epsillia?
While I was fishing, I reeled it in by accident.
Wait a minute. I know that thing. This is the stuffed animal the governor of Sherrilton asked us to look for.
Right. Apparently it was that poor little girl's most prized possession.
Why did it show up now? She's been dead for years.
They never did find the killer, you know. Damn thing's probably cursed.
Tipo?
Which means the murdered girl was none other than...
Elise.
What in the world happened at that lake?
Let's make haste for Lake Epsillia. The culprit must be long gone, but perhaps we can obtain some more information about the deed.
Lake.
So it is possible. We can make a world free of spirirts.
I suppose you could say this is an ideal future. In that one sense, at least.
Everything is so lush.
So this is where they found the bodies of all the victims.
Does anyone live over there?
It's quite the mystery house, I should say.
It's not a mystery, because that's where I live. That's my house. I live there with my daddy. Daddy!
Elle! Is that really Elle's house?
Daddy.
Welcome home, Elle.
Where are the bad guys?
They're gone now.
Are you okay? Oh, Daddy!
A mask.
So that's Elle's father.
Right, it's easy to forget sometimes.
In our dimension, this house didn't even exist.
Could he be the catalyst?
Seems my girl's been in good hands. I'm Victor. Where are my manners? It's been too long since I've had guests. Please, join me for dinner. What do you say, Ludgar? I hope it sufficed.
Yes, thank you. You delivered quite a feast.
It's pretty tasty stuff, huh?
It's a close call. You both use similar seasonings in your cooking, so it's tough. But I'm gonna say Victor. The taste just has more depth.
These bold flavors and delicate accents are the mark of a true artist.
Oh, stop.
Ludgar, you should take some cooking lessons from Daddy.
I haven't enjoyed a meal this much in 10 years.
I think I ate too much. I think it's Daddy's fault for making my favorites.
You earned them all, my dear.
Victor, there's something I'd like to ask you.
You're curious about the mask, I'd wager. My face was scarred in battle long ago.
Not that.
What is it then? I know what makes her happy. She is dear beyond words to me. I also know that I am a true denizen of this fractured dimension.
That would mean Elle.
Yes. My daughter was born with a power that only a few Kresniks have ever possessed. She can manipulate space and time, a skill lost in the Prime Dimension.
She's the key of Kresnik?
So the power was never Ludgar's to manifest.
He knew the truth of it all along.
What are you planning to do with the key?
You see, the key has its limits. And you stand in my way, Ludgar. I don't want to wake my daughter. Let's step out.